Hey guys, it's Nikki Jabor for Lee Valley Tools, and while it might only be mid-spring, it's a great time to get a jump on the vegetable garden. Certain crops like tomatoes and peppers and beans can't be planted until the risk of frost has passed in late spring, but there's still plenty of vegetables that can be either direct seeded or transplanted in early to mid-spring. So I think this is a great time for me to get my veggie pod prepped for spring planting and tuck in some of my favorite spring vegetables. Let's get started. Some of my favorite vegetables for spring include the leafy greens, like this beautiful butter crunch lettuce. Also, this is another type of lettuce, red deer tongue, and it has lovely red speckly leaves, so easy to grow. Also, Asian greens, like Tokyo Bacana, has beautiful light green leaves and grows so quickly. Of course, other greens like kale, Swiss chard, and arugula can also be planted now, as well as root crops like turnips, radishes, and carrots. All of those vegetables can be planted now in containers, planters, and raised beds. And if you're new to food gardening, make sure you pick a sunny site. Most vegetables are going to need at least 6 to 8 hours of full sun every single day. And you may also want to start small so your garden doesn't become a chore. You want to have fun learning how to grow food. So start with a single raised bed or just a couple of containers. All right, now that we've done a little prep and talked a bit about plants, I think it's time to talk soil. So I want to tell you what I put in my veggie pod here. Healthy plants begin with healthy soil. And so here in my veggie pod, which is like a container, I have filled it with a mixture of potting mix and compost. I like to use a ratio of about 2/3 potting mix to 1/3 compost. It's a nice lightweight growing medium, but it's also rich in organic matter, which will really help promote healthy growth. I've gathered my supplies. I have my seedlings, seeds, a marker, and some labels. But you might have noticed I've got some plants I'm transplanting and some things that I'm direct seeding. Why? Well, crops that grow really quickly, like my arugula, often get direct seeded. And also root crops, radishes, carrots, and beets, they don't like having their roots disturbed if they're transplanted, so it's best to direct seed them. Other crops, like my lettuce here, is a little bit slower growing, and so I've given it a head start indoors. All right, let's get planting. Let's start here with the Tokyo Bacana. I'm going to plant these about 8 inches apart. So I'm just going to pop them out of their cell packs like that, carefully disentangle them so they don't get damaged. There you go, see a beautiful Tokyo Bacana seedling. So let's tuck that guy just like that right there. Very easy. So I'm going to plant up the rest of this row with Tokyo Bacana, and then we can plant some lettuce. Next, I'm going to plant my butterhead lettuces. And once again, I'm going to carefully slip these seedlings from the container. Just kind of put them on their side and just kind of let gravity help them out. You can see what a nice root system they have. And there's actually 2 in this one, so I'm going to split them apart gently and plant each one of them about 8 inches apart. Now it's time to plant the red deer tongue lettuce, so beautiful. And the same thing is going to happen as with the butter crunch. I'm going to slip some of these seedlings out of here, divide them up, because there's usually at least 2 or 3 per cell pack. There we go. And plant them also about 8 inches apart. For the arugula seed, I'm going to actually plant this in a band, about 3 to 4 inches wide, and I'm going to scatter them, trying to seed them about 1 inch apart. It's not a perfect process, but I can always thin them and eat the thinnings as they grow. So let's plant the arugula. And now that the arugula has been seeded, I'm just going to lightly cover it by just moving a bit of the soil around so that it's just buried. Arugula is so quick to grow, and if you have little clumps of soil, you can also break them up just to cover that arugula seed just a little bit. And now it's time to seed the radishes. So for this, I want to plant the seeds about 1 inch apart, and I'm going to plant them in 2 little rows here, spaced about 3 inches apart. So I'm just going to make a little furrow with my finger, about 1 centimeter deep, and another one right there, again about 1 centimeter deep. And I'm going to try to plant these about 1 inch apart. Now that I've finished planting, what I need to do is make sure that my seeds and seedlings receive consistent moisture in the coming weeks just to promote good germination rates and healthy growth. And as you can see, I've also put the top on my veggie pod too. This will help protect from cold weather and frost. And I also have a plastic cover I can pop on top of this as well if the temperature drops a little more than I would like it to. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video, and I hope you have a wonderful growing season. Happy gardening!